In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 different ways to make passive income as an entrepreneur. Now, as an entrepreneur, you're focused on building a business, and that is where your time should be held. But it doesn't hurt to have additional streams of income and revenue coming in. Now, it's really important to differentiate trading time for money. When you work a 9-to-5 job and you're basically getting paid by the hour, there's only a certain amount of money that you can make per hour and a certain amount of hours in the day that you can drive that income. When you put in the work up front and you build something and you create something that can create income over time, that's called passive income. Now, there's also a differentiation between passive income and side hustles. So a side hustle is something that you do in addition to your 9-to-5 job or in addition to the business that you're starting. Oftentimes, you might have a 9-to-5 job and a side hustle, and that side hustle can actually turn into a full-time business, or you want to convert that side hustle into a passive income stream. So for example, let's say someone has a 9-to-5 job and they make $60,000 per year. Every month they're making about $5,000, and they decide to take on another side hustle, making $1,000 per month, working a few hours per month as a social media consultant. If they continue working that job, they're going to make another $1,000 per month, but they have to trade their time for money. They're 5 to 10 hours per week for that $1,000. If they stop putting in that 5 to 10 hours per week, the $1,000 is also going to stop. It's really important to build a passive income stream that continues to generate you revenue 24/7, even when you're not working. Now, that's some of the stuff we're going to talk about in this video. If you guys are new here, what's going on? I'm Ferris, co-founder and CEO of a global technology and media company. We have a mobile app. It's been downloaded over 1 million times. We have a globally distributed team. And here on the channel, I help entrepreneurs take their ideas to the next level, and we talk about fun stuff like this. Now, everything I talk about in this video is something that I either personally do, have done, or I'm planning on doing. So I'm sharing from the entrepreneurial perspective. There's tons of passive videos out there, but this one is a passive income video for entrepreneurs. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First one is creating a business product that cash flows. Maybe you're licensing your product. Now, if you have a software product that you're already selling, or you have a business that people are transacting one-off, so they're purchasing whatever you sell once at a time, if there's a way that you can create a subscription service, so that way you're putting out the content or the product or the software and you're getting paid continuously. This will help you scale your business. It also is a good idea to think about white labeling your software. If you're not doing software, you can also white label physical products. You might have to do a little bit of work up front in order to be able to do that, but then you'll have people paying you on a per use or per month basis ongoing in the future. So if you already have a business and you already have products, think about how you can transition your business to have a subscription service or white label. So for me at MySwimPro, my main company, we have a mobile software as a service. So my core business is doing number one. Now, the second thing you can do, which I just did recently, is you can write a book. So writing a book is actually not as difficult as you might think. I just published a book. It's called Swim Like a Pro. It's available for Amazon, paperback, Kindle, hardcover. I even did an audiobook, and I created a course for it. We'll talk about that later. But basically, when you write a book, what you're doing is you're investing your time once, and then you sell it online forever. Now, this is great not only for producing some type of income, but to document what you already know and build your domain expertise and your domain authority. So if you're a category leader in your industry, it's important that you are able to showcase that. So it will not only help you produce another stream of income, but more importantly, it will solidify yourself as an expert in the domain. So for me, in the world of swimming, I've written hundreds of articles, and I decided to go ahead and package everything that I know from 20 years of swimming, 10 years of coaching, and 5 years building the largest digital swimming community in the world, and put it in one spot in a book and sell it on Amazon. And so this is now my business card. So when I go to people and I meet them and I meet with people all over the world, I'm able to just hand them a book, sign it, and it's an amazing experience for the fan, but also it's great for me and my personal brand, and it doesn't hurt to make some revenue from it as well. I also did a video on how to self-publish a book in 30 days here on the channel. I'll make sure it is linked down below in the description so you can check it out. Third is to sell a digital product. This is a great way to produce passive income, and of all of these here on the board, this actually might be the highest profit potential depending on what you do. This is basically where you productize your knowledge. If you're a domain expert in one or several categories, build the curriculum once, and sell it online forever. Fun fact, for my book, Swim Like a Pro, I actually built an online course in addition to it, so you can buy the book, you can buy the online course, which is separate from that. I'm looking at building a few other courses on a few different topics unrelated to the main business of swimming and swim education. But basically, when you're able to productize your information, and whether that's writing articles, worksheets, videos, you do that once and you can sell it online, and you can direct people to that based on some of the other channels that we're going to talk about. So great way to produce passive income. You put in the work for upfront, and then you can sell it forever in the future. Now, the fourth way to produce passive income as an entrepreneur is to get paid to speak. Public speaking is something that is great as an entrepreneur because it again solidifies your brand authority and domain expertise in a specific category in the space. So this is where you can showcase your domain expertise, you can build your thought leadership, and this is something that you might be doing anyway, but if you put yourself out there and you lean into this just a little bit, you might be able to get some paid speaking gigs. I just returned from Egypt where I spoke at Rise Up Summit in the Middle East. It was absolutely amazing. I actually got found for that speaking gig from another YouTube channel. And so what happens is the more you speak and the more you put yourself out there, the more that you will be asked to speak. Now, it's really important that you start to become selective because you don't want to be trading your time for nothing. Sometimes a lot of these speaking opportunities will not result in anything. No brand exposure, no brand equity building, no revenue, no nothing. So you want to be careful with your time, but the more you put yourself out there, the more opportunities you will have. Now, the fifth one for passive income is consulting. Now, you might be thinking, well, consulting sounds like a job where you trade your time for money. Isn't that what we're trying to avoid? Yes and no. So in the traditional sense, when you do a one-on-one call and you're consulting with someone, you might be able to charge anywhere from $250 to $500 per hour. Some are less, some are more. But think about that number for a second. So for 1 hour, you're making anywhere from $250 to $500. If you productize your domain expertise and instead of consulting for an individual, you market that insight to a business, and so you're more so consulting to a business because of your entrepreneurial experience. Now, you might be able to consult with a business as more of an advisor on an ongoing basis. And I know a lot of advisors who are making anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 per month and only 1 to 2 hours of work per week. So if you think about that, we go from $250 per hour to $2,500 per hour. The only thing is a change in perspective in who your clientele is and how you're presenting yourself as a consultant, as a business advisor. This is something, these numbers can actually be much higher, up to $10,000 per month, depending on what you're doing, how much time you're committed, and what kind of expertise and network you can bring to the particular company. Now, tip number 6 for passive income is my favorite: content creation. Now, this is creating a vlog, a YouTube channel, a podcast. Maybe you're writing an article. If you're a CEO, if you're an entrepreneur, you're probably already producing content of some kind. I used to blog regularly. I would write, and so it's no guess that I ended up writing a book, creating a YouTube channel, writing blogs. Maybe you're making TikToks, whatever the platform is, regularly producing content that showcases your domain expertise, your passion for the industry, what you know about, educating people, and that is something you should be doing anyway as an entrepreneur. So if you're doing this regularly and documenting your journey, you might be able to revenue and create income from AdSense here on YouTube and other platforms like TikTok. They have different funds where they actually pay you just to create the content, and based on the views that you get of the content, you can also get sponsors. If you have that domain authority to charge $10,000 per month for a consulting gig, definitely companies will want to be sponsoring your messaging and basically put their products and their brand alongside you, and you can make a lot of money on the side just having sponsors of your personal brand and the content that you're already producing. So keep that in mind. Now, number 7 for passive income is affiliate programs and referrals. This is highly correlated to content creation and building your network in general. But what this means is once you create content, the links down below in the description are a great way that you can partner with other companies, and as you refer traffic to those sites, they pay you back some sort of a commission. Now, what's really interesting is that when you're an entrepreneur, a CEO, a founder, you have some kind of domain expertise, the referral potential is absolutely massive. You can make hundreds to thousands of dollars in affiliate revenue per referral. Let me repeat that again. You can make thousands of dollars on just one referral, depending on what the product or service is that you're referring. So as a business leader, you have the network and the authority over a lot of different things that are a lot of different price points. And so if you think about it, this is a very powerful channel. I would say in terms of revenue, income potential, this is probably the second highest after having a physical product or a digital product that you're productizing for a course. Number 8 is rental property. Now, this is the old school standard passive income. There's tons of videos online, but I had to include it. This is like real estate 101. I personally do not have any real estate under my control. That's something I'd love to get into. But if you have the financial means to do so, you can learn how to do this online, and very quickly you can start to leverage a much greater asset than the money that you have, and you can leverage your money and not trade your time for money. So getting into a rental property, owning a duplex, triplex, a building, a house, renting it out is something that's great to get into. Another thing that I've sort of dabbled in is renting unused assets. So this is a little bit different than having a rental property, but for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, basically focus on building your business. And if there are other parts of your business that you're not using, basically renting that out to someone else. So the most obvious expense is an office. So I actually know a lot of entrepreneurs who have an office space. Maybe they need an office space because they have a physical product. And so in this space, they have maybe excess space and they rent it out to someone else, another company or another entrepreneur. I know another entrepreneur who has built a co-working space within their office because they weren't able to get a smaller office. They had this excess space and now they're basically working rent free. So they're making passive income from this office that they're renting out to another entrepreneur. You can do this with your car. So if you're working from home and you have your car, you might be able to rent it on Turo. You can do this with your house or an extra bedroom on Airbnb. You can also do this with equipment. Let's say you own camera gear or you have manufacturing equipment that you're not using all of the time. And so let's say you're a wedding photographer. During the week, you have no weddings. You don't need your expensive $5,000 DSLR. And there are websites where you can rent this stuff out and you can make passive income while someone else is using your gear that you're not using. So this is something that's really highly underrated that you should definitely check out. And then finally, investment income. This is again another standard practice, kind of like number 8, rental property, but having a diversified portfolio. Even though you're an entrepreneur and you're hustling and you might not have that much cash, getting started investing early is very, very important. This is not investment advice. This video is for entertainment purposes only, so huge disclaimer there. But basically having a stock dividend component of your portfolio, whether that's crypto, real estate, basically having a good mix, then you should have some level of income coming in from having a diversified portfolio. Now, I will conclude by saying why passive income. If you're an entrepreneur, you might be thinking, I really need to just focus on building my business. I don't have time to waste on all these other things. And I agree with you. As an entrepreneur, you should be focused 100% on your business. And in order to make your business succeed and thrive, you want to make sure you have the financial stability and the resources so that you can reinvest in your business. And so by reinvesting in your business, you can do that if you have some additional income streams, because that might mean you don't need to go to the bank to get a loan. You don't need to have that conversation with investors, because if you want to talk about distracting from the business, it's doing those two things. Raising money is the biggest distraction from a business. So as an entrepreneur myself, talking to another entrepreneur, it's really important that you think about building a business and your entrepreneurship journey through the perspective of multiple income streams, but it's really important not to take on another job, another side hustle. You might have to do that in the beginning. Instead, think about passive income streams such as writing a book, speaking, productizing your information, creating content, and even all of this investment fun stuff as well. So if you guys are interested in raising money for your business, I did mention it's a huge time suck, but sometimes it's inevitable. You've got to raise money for your business. I have an affiliate link, hint, hint, down below in the description for a platform where you get $2,500 off for your business. You can raise money online up to $5 million. You can do that down below in the description. If you're interested in learning more, I have a ton of videos on that topic specifically. Wish you guys the best. Let me know down below in the comments what questions you have. Keep hustling, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.